Queen wanted to declare war on America tomorrow, she legally could, and the countries would be at war. Coming in at number 3, the Queen...
Hey man, we don't want that. Matter of fact, our plan is when we go to war is that the UK is going to back us up. Howdy, y'all. My name's Mike. I live in Houston, Texas, and today I am continuing on with my binge watching of videos about the Queen of England because it's fascinating to me. If you want to check out my other videos, they should be the ones right before this one. So this particular video is the 10 laws that Queen Elizabeth does not have to follow. So grab your beers. I've been pounding back some Budweisers, and drink along with me. Cheers. All right, let's do this. Super quick before we start this video, just want to give a real quick shout out to the Drunk Texan Says members. Thank you guys so much for helping out the channel. But anyways, let's get into this video.
At number 10, she can eat a swan. In the UK, it is illegal to hunt swans. While we're able to eat chicken, pheasant, duck, pigeon, turkey, and things like that, in the United Kingdom, it is not okay to kill and eat a swan. As the Queen partially owns the swans, she could, in theory, indulge in her forefathers' favourite meal of roasted swan with stuffing. She probably won't though. She takes her duty as swan protector pretty seriously. I feel like I've said swan a lot. Coming in at number 9, she doesn't need a driving license. The Queen does not need a driving license. Unlike everyone else in the United Kingdom, the Queen did not need to apply for a driving license when she was 17. She didn't even need to take any
Wait. When she was 17? What age in the UK do you get a driver's license? Because in the US you get a driving permit when you turn 15, and what that means is that you can drive a car as long as an adult is with you. But then when you turn 16, you get your driver's license and you're good to go. Comment below. I'm actually curious. Is it 17?
Driving lessons or a test to be able to drive. All driving licenses in the United Kingdom are issued in the Queen's name, so if she felt like having one, she could just in theory issue one to herself. Despite no test or license, the Queen is a competent driver. She actually drove an ambulance in World War II. When the Prince of Saudi Arabia visited in 1998, she drove him around her estate in her Land Rover. Now some say this was a boss queen move to advocate women's rights, because in Saudi, women aren't allowed to drive. Coming in at number 8, she doesn't have to stick to the speed limit. Not that the Queen necessarily goes around speeding, but technically she does not have to abide by the speed limits.
That makes sense.
Queen Elizabeth's sister, the late Princess Margaret, didn't have the same privilege, as she was once fined for speeding. Rumor has it...
Can you imagine as a cop, you pull over, you walk up, you get you on a traffic stop, and you come up and you go, "Howdy, ma'am. I'm Officer so-and-so with the Durba Police Agency. Reason I stopped you is you're speeding. Need your license and proof of insurance." And then you get "I beg your pardon, sir. I am the Princess of England." And he's like, yeah, tell it to the judge." It's just funny to imagine that. I don't know.
Elizabeth does like to drive pretty fast, but these days she does almost exclusively all of her driving on her own private estates. Coming in at number 7, she doesn't need a passport. A lot like with the driving license, the Queen can travel freely without a passport.
Okay, well, the caveat to that is if the other country allows it, right? Because if there's a country that said no one from England can come here, and she's like, "Well, F you, I'm going anyway." I mean, you could back it up with military force, I guess, but that's probably, I'm gonna say that's the caveat to that rule.
She is one of only a very small handful of people that are able to travel without the otherwise legal requirement. Even huge celebrities like Taylor Swift will need to get their passports checked before they enter a country. This is an exemption saved only for monarchs. All British passports are issued by Her Royal Majesty, so again, in theory, she could just issue herself one. But what's the point? It's only one more thing that she's likely to forget when she packs for her holidays. Coming in at number 6, she is exempt from freedom of information requests. Like most countries, the United Kingdom has a freedom of information system that allows the press and public to reasonably ask questions about various situations. Many say this is vital in a democratic society like in the UK, but the royal family have used their powers to block the Freedom of Information Act from applying to them. To put it simply, the Queen's affairs, her family affairs, they are absolutely private. Coming in at number 5, the Queen doesn't have to pay tax.
Okay, so This is what started the American Revolution. This right here. The queen should have to pay a tax, I think. Especially because taxes are paying for all of their stuff. The least they could do is chip in, too, right? It's like a saving face thing. Maybe they do. Maybe I should watch the rest of this before I run my damn mouth.
While all working UK citizens by law have to pay tax on their earnings, the Queen does not have to. However, she has voluntarily paid tax since 1992, which...
Okay, see? And that's why you wait to get all the information before you run your mouth. Lesson learned.
Which is very good of her. Coming in at number 4, she can start a war and she can refuse to make peace. While this technically isn't a law, the Queen is the only person who can legally declare war and peace. While this usually is carried out by Parliament, it absolutely cannot happen without royal approval. If the Queen wanted to declare war on America tomorrow, she legally could and the countries would be at war. Coming in at number 3, the Queen...
Hey man, we don't want that. Matter of fact, our plan is when we go to war is that the UK is going to back us up, and vice versa. You know, if the UK goes to war, I know you're going to say World War II and World War I, we were late to the party. I know. I wasn't there. Okay, it wasn't my call.
Queen can refuse laws. Laws don't become laws in the UK until the Queen says so. Once a law has been passed through the Parliament and the House of Lords, it comes to the Queen so she can give it her royal assent. If she wanted to refuse a law, she could, although she probably never will. The last time a British monarch actually refused their royal assent was in 1708 when Queen Anne refused for settling the militia in Scotland. Coming in at number 2, the Queen cannot be sued or prosecuted. What? Don't even think about trying to sue the Queen because you legally can't. She also cannot, as a monarch, be sent to jail. Neither does she have to give evidence in court. This actually applies internationally too. The Queen is above the law. So this kind of leads me to my number 1 point. This list could have actually been our first ever most amazing top 1 because really, the Queen can break any law.
I just got duped. I got duped by this girl. 100% duped. This could have been the top 1 thing that she doesn't have to follow. She did it to me. I got done did.
The monarch of the United Kingdom is wholeheartedly above the law. They do not have to abide by any laws of the people. They have never had to abide by the laws of the people. The Queen legally can do whatever she wants. She could even commit murder. Although, of course, she wouldn't. The Queen remains within the law as to set an example to her subjects. While she is above the law and cannot be sent to jail, if she ever did do something to test this, it would be likely that in practice she would see the repercussions and be overthrown. Once a monarch is no longer on the throne, for example by way of abdication, then they have to answer to the law like the rest of us.
Yeah. I feel a little duped. The first 9 could have totally been avoided. And you could have just said, they're completely above the law. That's okay. I forgive you. But anyways, that's it for this video. If you liked it, please consider leaving a like. If you want to see more videos like this in the future, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And other than that, hey, thanks for watching. Cheers.